Good evening and welcome to Masterclass Junior. It is Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Time for dinner. Time for tea, depending on whereabouts you're from. Got these two with me today. Now, today we are going to cook the same dish in two different ways. Two different helpers to help me. So, Pops is going to cook it one way, and Thomas is going to cook it the other way, and then we will reconvene at the end, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah? So, what we're going to do is we're going to cook some fresh hake. Now, hake is a beautiful fish. Sustainable, delicious, is absolutely underrated. Most chefs know about it and love it. I would urge you to speak to your local fishmonger and ask them to get some in. And what you want is, you want the cut. You don't want the tail end cut, you want from the middle upwards. Okay, so you want a really nice, can you cut into this, Emily? A really nice thick loin. Now, when you're buying fish, it shouldn't smell really fishy, it should smell of seawater, okay? If it's really fishy, then it's not fresh, okay? You know, like this, it just smells of water, the sea, doesn't it?
It doesn't smell strong fish.
Does it? That smells of seawater, doesn't it? Like when you're playing in the seaside. Yeah. That's what it should smell like, right? Okay, so let me just pop that to one side and hang fire before you disappear, Poppy. Poppy's going to nip round the other side and look at the edit and see how that all works with Emily. So, we're going to serve this up with some lovely fresh asparagus. Pass me that asparagus, Pops, which is just coming into season now. Okay, we've got some more there, so we've got 2 bunches. And then we're going to serve that with fresh lemon juice and some Jersey Royals. I've got the first delivery of Jersey Royals in today, and Emily and I have actually been out and picked some wild garlic today, and we've got a VT which we'll show you shortly on what wild garlic looks like in the woods and picking it and so on and so forth. So first of all, we're going to get Thomas. Poppy, you can scoot for a minute. Right, Tommy boy, are you ready? We're going to do the simple way of doing this, okay? So 2 ways of cooking it. We're going to get a piece of foil first. Oh wait, yeah, nearly got you. And then I've got a piece of parchment paper. So the foil kind of protects the fish. All right, hang fire. Can we see that all right, Emily? Yeah, no problems. Good, 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 good. Right, so all the same ingredients. So I've got some cooked Jersey Royals here. So what we're going to do, Tom, you pass me the Jersey Royals. So these have been parboiled for about 12 minutes, and I'm just going to cut them into 3 pieces. Pass me another one, just the potato. Yeah, I'm going to cut them into 3. So I don't want them too small, okay? We want this to create a nice bed. Now, if you have any questions while we're making this, please do fire them in. That'll do, sunshine. On the Facebook feed, and Emily will shout them out. I bought her a microphone this week, because many people have said they'd like to hear her more clearly. It's not here yet, it'll be here next week, but you will be able to hear her better. Okay? For the time being, she's going to have to shout. Alright? Is that good?
Really
right.
loud.
Really loud. Yeah. Right, now, let's talk asparagus. I've got a job for you. Okay, asparagus is just coming to season now. Alright, and there's a certain way to treat asparagus. To find out, you see that end? It looks pretty woody and stalky, doesn't it? And it doesn't look very tasty, does it? All right? Mother Nature has given us a way of finding out which part of the asparagus is tender. And it is as simple as that, all right? Where it bends is where it's tender, okay? That's it. So that bit is not tender. That can be made into a beautiful soup.
There.
Just bend it, son, and wherever it snaps, bend, bend, bend. There you go. That's it. Do them all for me. Lay them on there. I thought you'd like that job. We're going to have a little bit of olive oil. Okay. Keep going. Keep bending. No, one at a time. Because otherwise you won't know where they're tender. Okay. That's it. Good. Keep bending. On there. I'll take that bit. We'll have that as a soup. It can go into stocks. You can chop it up. It's good for a risotto, actually. So if you were making a really lovely risotto, you could cut this bit and cook this with the onions and the garlic and get the flavour through. And then this bit you'd drop in for the last 5 minutes. So there's always a good way to use up all your ingredients. Right, we good? Well done. Okay, so I'd like a little sprinkle of salt on there. All right, nice, good sprinkle. Let's get all the flavours going. All right, there we go. And then a little sprinkle of black pepper. Sprinkle it all on it. That's it, very good. Now, I need some butter from the fridge. Can you get that for me? Okay, so we've also got some lemon, all right? So I'm going to cut a lemon in half. And what we're trying to do is really create the steam here. We got it? Oh, no, that's margarine, son. Butter's here. It's all right, don't worry. So, well, let's talk fish now. Can you see the fish all right here, Emily?
We can.
Now, I've got 4 pieces here because I'm going to cook 2 one way and 2 the other way. Obviously, if you were cooking for a family of 4, and if you think this is the best way to do it for you, make sure you pick, I would do 2 parcels and then they cook quicker. If you do one great big parcel, it will take a little bit longer. Okay? So, Thomas, let's find some tongs. Where are my tongs? Tongs. Tongs. Have we got any questions come in today?
Not at the moment.
No questions yet?
People say that we eat more fish and like the asparagus and Jersey royals.
Yeah, totally. I mean, look, asparagus banging season, Jersey royals, there is a season which is nice. It's nice now when you can get ingredients all year long now, let's be honest. The occasional ingredient, Jersey royals, you can't really get those apart from when they're in season. I quite like that. So when they're in season, get them. Now we're trying to create a really simple dish here. So we're going to take 2 pieces of hake. So there's one. Thomas, are you going to get the other one? You grab that piece of hake there. Skin side up. Okay, we're going to use it to protect the fish and keep the moisture in. Lay it next to it. That way, yeah. Perfect. So what's going to happen in the oven is the steam and moisture from the potatoes and the asparagus is going to push up through the fish. It's going to hit the skin and then it's going to stay there. If you did it the other way, the steam would go around and it wouldn't penetrate into the fish. We're trying to create a really delicate, lovely dish here. So let's give this a final little drizzle of oil because that just kind of helps create the sauce. All right. We're going to give it a little season there on top of the fish, not too much. All right, son. And then I want a couple of pieces of butter. And then we're going to finish this with lemon juice and then it's into the oven. Are you going to do the lemon juice squeezing for me?
Yeah.
All right, you did that earlier for me, didn't you? So, can you squeeze 1 lemon on there for me? Yeah. All right? So we've got about 30 grams of butter there, and that's going to drop through as it heats up. Use your lemon juicer. That's it. So, you want it up here. You probably want it... How would you do it? You'd do it that way, wouldn't you? So you hold that with your left hand. Go on then. And then that in there and squeeze and turn and you get all the lemon juice onto the fish. And that moisture, I mean, lemon juice, salt, butter, fresh herbs, it just all works beautifully with fish.
Somebody's got a question here.
Yeah.
Somebody's in the US.
Yep.
Any other thicker fish work if they could get their hands on it?
Yeah, I mean, look, just because it's hake doesn't mean you can't use... I'll be honest, I don't know all the different fish that you would get in the US. I think probably something like bassa is quite readily available in America. But a good firm white fish, whatever that might be for you, you could use trout, you could use salmon, you could use cod, you could use sea bass. I think striped bass is a black bass, lots of bass over there.
And what about Jersey royals? What's the food?
Jersey royals, you just want a young, sweet, new potato rather than the bigger old ones. If you can only get traditional potatoes, just cut them into chunks, part boil them in salted boiling water, and that's it. Did I get you with lemon juice? Oh no! So that's the juice of 1 lemon. Now, wild garlic. We're going to talk about this in a minute, but we've been out and we've picked it, okay? It's beautiful. It's like spinach that tastes of garlic, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my scissors. I'm going to roll it up. I'm not going to talk about this too much yet because we're going to run a VT in a minute and you'll see all about wild garlic. But what I want to do is just snip it up. It's a wild, it's like a baby spinach leaf. but it is a young garlic, and we get it in this country in the spring. It's super good for you, it's super delicious, it's mild at the moment, it's not too strong. Have a smell. Get your nose in there, son. Garlic, innit? Good enough garlic. Oh, love it. Right, what we're going to do now is we're just going to fold the parcel up, like so. There we go. And then we're going to turn it up. And I want all the folds and the creases to face up, because I don't want the moisture to escape. I'm going to pop it onto my tray, and it's going straight into the oven. Okay? There we go. That's in. You, my son, are done. Go sit down. Right, Emily, wild garlic. Now, we've been out and we've picked it. We've created a short film for you, just to show you exactly what wild garlic is, what it looks like, and how to pick it. Off you go. So wild garlic, it's banging season. We're right in the middle. So we've come to this little woods just down the road from the studio, and I found this lovely area of wild garlic. It's just near the road, really easy to get to, but in a lovely woods. Now, if you want to find it, there's a couple of really key ways to identify it. First of all, you've got this long stem here and you've got this big leaf, all right? But the most identifiable way to check is to just tear it open, smell the garlic, and then you know you've got the right product. Just remember, when you're here, pick what you need and come back for more. Don't clear the whole place, because leave some for others. And also, right about now, they're just starting to bud, so they're going to be a flower soon. You can actually pickle these and eat them the same way as you would capers. But I'm just going to pick enough now for our amazing fillet of hake with Jersey Royals and asparagus. We go? Right, so that was a little bit about wild garlic. We just nipped down the road in Keswick and picked that. There's loads of it about. It is going to flower soon, so we're going to go back out and we're going to show you again what it looks like when it flowers, because it's far more recognisable once you've got those amazing little white flowers about. But just remember, when you're out walking, if you smell garlic, look below, because you're probably walking through wild garlic right there and then. Right, I've got my second glamorous assistant with me now. Here she is. Right, we're going to cook a different way. A bit more chefy, a bit more technique-led, because Potts likes cooking. She does a lot of cooking with me nowadays. So I thought we'd have a little lesson on how to cook fish really, really well. Okay, so Poppy's got a pan on there preheating. Take the lid off. Now, fish is very moist, okay? When you're frying something, you want to get rid of the moisture before you fry it, otherwise it just kind of stews in it. So, I want you to take those pieces of fish.
Okay.
All right, and I want you to put them skin side down on the paper. So we're just putting them onto some kitchen paper, and we're going to absorb the excess, so that then when we oil it, salt and pepper it, we get a really nice, crisp, clean contact. So 2 sheets of paper on there, Poppy. And press them down and try and absorb the moisture, and then turn the paper over and do the same again. Yeah? Good.
I'm going to do this one.
That's all right. If you have any questions, please fire them in. Cooking fish, lots of questions normally. Lots of people are a little bit scared of it. Let's talk about that. Let's, share your concerns with me, and I will help you become a better cook with fish. Simplicity is key. It all starts with buying good fresh fish, and then less is more. Right, let's have a little look. So, can you see how it's absorbed the moisture?
So it's quite,
yeah?
It's not like the wet oil.
It's slightly tacky now, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so pop that onto there, skin side down. That's good. Right, excellent.
I have a scale.
Well, they've been scaled. The fishmonger has actually taken the scales off, but what you can do is just run your knife on there. Do you see they've missed a couple?
There.
So just push the knife. So I've actually, can you see this all right, Emily?
Yeah.
I can just push that and get any of those excess, because if you want to eat the skin, you've got to get rid of the scales. Okay.
I'm just going to wash my hands.
All right.
Or do I need to touch it?
Well, you might need to touch it again, you see. And then you can wash your hands.
Is the skin like a vital part of like cooking fish?
Well, you have a choice of cooking it with the skin on or off. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to leave it on because I want to show you the technique of how to get the skin crispy and lovely. Because if you like the skin, it needs to be cooked right. But there's nothing wrong with just peeling the skin away. Sorry, you wouldn't do that, don't you? Drizzle some oil on both pieces. If you want to peel the skin away, that's absolutely fine, but it's just a great principle to be able to get this right. Alright? So, we're going to take the fish and we're just going to rub it in oil pops. Yeah? Do you want to do that one? So just rub the oil onto the fish, don't be afraid of it. Okay, you can wash your hands afterwards. Okay? Have you burned yourself again?
Is there a certain type of oil you should use, Pete?
I'm just using a standard olive oil here. It's nothing fancy, it's nothing, you know, out of the ordinary. Right, go wash your hands then, kiddo.
What's that oil for?
Yeah. So while Pops washes her hands, we're going to season this fish. Now the pan's getting hot, I've preheated it. Alright, I'm just going to put my little covers on the pan so that we can move the pan around a bit if we need to. So there we go. Now, let's season this up. So, got a bit of salt on there on both sides. Alright, fish likes a bit of seasoning.
I didn't burn myself, don't worry.
Good, I'm glad you didn't burn yourself. And then a little bit of pepper, not too much because it is quite a delicate fish. Okay, do you see how I've just seasoned those, Poppy? Alright, we're now going to pop these into the pan, skin side down. And when you do that, you always lay the fish away from yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this first one in. Are we onto the pan, Emily?
Yeah.
Right, so pop it in. You hear that sound?
Yeah.
That is a beautiful sound. There we go. That means we are... Do you want to pop that one in?
I've just
No, you just washed your hands, right. Do you want to wash my chopping board for me?
Oh, it's alright, you can do it.
Oh, thanks. You talk to them then while I wash.
I need permission to wash.
Right. Okay, so pan is clean. Now I've got the pan on 7 out of 9, so it's above halfway, but it's not like screaming hot. Cooking fish, you want to be in control all the time. Okay? All chefs are control freaks, basically. Right, Poppy, potatoes. Bring those potatoes over here, and what I'd like you to do, it's not hot in the pan, it's not hot. What I'd like you to do is cut them in half, okay?
That way.
It doesn't matter, whichever way you prefer. So, you can see I'm not actually moving around, I'm not touching the fish, I am leaving it to caramelise and get the skin nice and crisp. I don't want to move that fish until it's ready, and I'll take a little peek and have a look, and I won't turn it over. I'll probably cook it beyond halfway on that side, sort of 60% cooked, then we'll turn it over, okay? So these potatoes that Pops is cutting, we're going to add a dash of olive oil to the pan. There we go. And then cut side down into the pan. Alright, that's fine. That'll do, Pops, I think.
It's like a good thing if you have any like leftover boiled potatoes and...
Yeah, I mean, I always cook more potatoes than I need. We always find a way of using them by adding them into a dish. Are you having a nibble, are you? Right. We've also got our asparagus. Now, we talked before about where they naturally break. So, Pops, same. These are like baby asparagus, so they're a little bit smaller, a little more tender, and probably take less cooking. And all you do is just break them. We keep the heads, the spears, and we save those for another day, for another dish. Right. How are we doing? We're good? Excellent. Have we any questions yet? I'm surprised we haven't had many questions today.
No, they're just...
Fish is usually
Yeah.
the one.
People tell me how they cook their fish, how they like their fish.
Oh, okay. And what's popular?
Keeping it simple, baking it in the oven.
Yeah.
Just people asking about different types of fish.
I mean, it's very much simple is best for fish. And I would always serve fish with lemon juice, butter, and a few herbs. That you can never go wrong really with that. We don't eat enough fish in this country. For some reason, we're a little bit afraid of it. Put those to one side, Pops, and then they could be sprinkled in around the potatoes. Because once we flip this skin over, we'll be able to really get a nice crispy skin.
I can smell the fish, like cooked fish.
Yeah, you like fish, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
She likes it in batter best, but she does like it, don't you? So on the potatoes, yeah? Not too, because I want to turn that fish over in a minute.
Apart from the hip, what would be your next best favourite fish?
Oh, I love halibut. Halibut. Oh, halibut is just amazing, but it's so expensive.
I like cod.
You like cod? Yeah. I love amazing smoked salmon. Right, just adding in some butter now to create our sauce for when we add the lemon juice and the wild garlic. Poppy, do you want to chop our wild garlic?
You can do this.
You can do what?
You can chop it.
You don't want to chop it?
You can chop it.
Alright, I'll chop it. So we're just going to chop the wild garlic. Yeah, halibut is, it's just amazing. It's such a nice fish. So expensive. Turbot as well is really good. I like a bit of lobster.
Ooh, yeah.
I do like a bit of lobster. Crab, I love Cornish crab.
I like prawns.
You love prawns, don't you? So
And scampi.
Scampi, yeah.
Just a quick question about the wild garlic too.
Yeah.
You can't get your hands on
Just
it.
use. So if you can't get wild garlic, and if it's not wild garlic season, don't not make this. Put like half a clove of garlic. What I would do is just slice it into very thin slices and add it, so that it's not an overwhelming flavour. It just adds to the marriage of flavours. What we're trying to create is a symphony of flavours that all work, okay? So we've got our wild garlic, we've got our lemon, we've got our butter, we've got the saltiness from the fish. The potatoes are just crisping up nicely. You see how they're crisping up?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a fish slice. So I'm going to get one of these nylon ones so that I can manoeuvre and get into the pan. And what we want to do is just have a little look and see how we're getting on. That is almost ready to turn, Poppy. But can you see, are we in on the pan at the minute?
Yeah.
So you can see, because this pan is so non-stick, everything's moving. Yeah?
Yeah.
Pops, will you get me a little bit of water in a cup, please? So that we can add some. So let's turn the potatoes. And you can see they've just taken on that little bit of colour.
Is it warm water or cold?
It doesn't matter, darling. I just want a little bit of water to add to the pan in case the lemon juice is too acidic. Not yet. So, I'm just going to make some space now so that we can turn our fish over. You're liking the look of this, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell. Right, so in with our fish slice. And we're just going to turn that over. Do you see how nice and crispy that skin is? Yeah?
It's like eating the crisp.
Well, you can actually make crisps out of fish skin. Did you know that?
We've just had a question in here.
Absolutely. Fire away.
Could you bake the garlic cold first just to take the edge off?
You could. You'll end up with a very rounded, sweet garlic flavour. You honestly just need a little bit of garlic just to give it that little bit of flavour. It's a secondary, not a primary flavour that we're trying to work with here, because we've got the lemon, which is going to balance the acidity. Right, Pops, can you squeeze the lemon halves in? I want you to squeeze it in there where the butter is, because we're going to make an emulsion out of the lemon juice and the butter. We're just going to have a quick check on Thomas's. Yeah, all looking good. How are we doing? We're good?
Also with that with chives, well.
Chives will work. You can actually buy garlic chives as well, which would give you that nice subtle flavour. Chives give you an onion flavour rather than a garlic flavour, but they would work as well. A little bit of tarragon in there would be beautiful. I mean, you don't have to have the garlic. The garlic can bin it. Go for tarragon. You know, if you've got some tarragon in the garden or some dill or some fennel top, go for that. That'd be lovely. Right, how are we doing?
The concentrated taste, that hot.
I know, it was, wasn't it? It was. Okay, so let's just move that. So what you can see now, you see how the lemon juice and the butter are making a sauce. Yeah?
Yeah.
And because we've got a nice shallow pan with a big surface area, that's going to reduce quite quickly. So do you want to add that much wild garlic for me into the pan? Straight in, Pops. I like your style. Okay, so straight in. Right, what we're going to do is, can you get me those two nice black plates underneath there for me? So we're just going to give that a little shake. Oh, actually, Poppy, they're there behind you. Sorry. It does smell good. And it is a really simple way of cooking fish. I mean, asparagus, lemon, potatoes, butter. What's not to love here? It's going to be amazing. Right, so let's get rid of the chopping board. We're done with that. Lift that out of the way.
I'll take it this time.
Good. And you keep
Bring it a little bit back.
a little bit back. Okay, now I'm going to turn the heat off. I've just put the lid on. I'm going to let that rest for a minute while I talk to you about what's happening. Now, on Saturday, it is the 1st of May. And on the 17th of May is World Baking Day. And as part of working towards World Baking Day, we thought we'd have a bit of fun. Okay? And we thought, why not ask people to show us your buns? So, and with that, we're going to start creating video recipes. So every Wednesday, every Saturday, we're going to create some buns. Now, buns to me, they could be sweet, they could be cakes, couldn't they? They could be bread buns. There's a whole world of different bread buns, baps, barn cakes. What else is there? There's endless. There's steamed bao buns, buns galore. Now, what I want you to do, if you're up for it, is show us your buns. So show me your recipes, your best buns. Whether that's a cake bun, a bread bun, whatever it might be. Tell me why it's amazing. You know, if it's connected to where you live, an amazing ingredient, but show us your buns. Hashtag it with show us your buns. Tag somebody else in and let's have a bit of fun because let's be honest, it's been a tough old year. I've got some amazing bun recipes coming up for you. On Saturday morning, I am going to show you how to make the most amazing lemon iced brioche buns. My little boy's probably going to come and help me and get involved in that because if he knows they're being made, believe you me, he's going to be there. But that's going to kick off on Saturday, 10 o'clock, the 1st of May. Right, Pops, let's have a look at this. See how everything's sort of calmed down now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to plate one and you can plate one, all right? So I am just going to lift off some of these potatoes. These smell good, don't they? We're going to have some asparagus there, which is just cooked. It's not overcooked, it's just cooked, all right? I'm going to get all chefy now, aren't I? You're going to get me a spoon? Yeah, I am. I feel like I need to. You don't have to. I'm just going to sit my fish on top of there like so. How does that look? Yeah? I'm just going to tidy this up because that's the way I am. And then, look, can I just show you that, Emily? Can you see what's down there in the bottom of that pan?
1 second.
Can you see that?
Do we need any water?
No, we didn't need it, did we?
Yeah.
Can you see that? That is the lemon juice. That is the moisture coming out of the fish and the butter. That is amazing flavour. You can't make that sauce separately. You've got to do it in your pan. And then for me, look at that poppy Sid. Hey? How does that look?
Looks good.
Yeah? It's clean, it's simple, it's fresh. It's just all natural flavours. There you go, Litland. You can do that. I am going to check Thomas's.
Yay.
Okay, looking good. Right. We've got little Tombos there as well. I'll grab him in a minute. We'll have a little look at that. Have we any more questions? Because we're getting quite close to the end. No, we're all good. Excellent. How are we looking, Pops? Look at that. Are you giving me a run for my money?
I think
She is, isn't she? The student is becoming the master. Oh, look at that. Your teacher at cooking class is going to be impressed. Look, there's a little bit of fish there. Hang on, I need to try that. Oh, that's beautiful. Get some of that sauce on there. Right, now, let me open Thomas's as well. Now, this is the same dish, but cooked in a different way. Much easier. Get some sauce on there. It is all about capturing all the flavour, but look, it is just the same. Can you see that all right, Emily? Come here, Tom. Come and have a little smell of this. It will smell amazing. I've now lost Thomas a little bit to Minecraft because I made the mistake of letting him play on my iPad while we cooked with Poppy. Tom. Okay.
Ta-da.
Excellent. Should we have a little taste? Yeah? Get yourself a fork. Let's have a little taste of that. But look, Thomas, look at this. Have a smell. How amazing does that smell?
Ooh.
Yeah? You gonna have a little taste?
Yeah.
You gonna try a little bit of the fish?
Yeah.
You try yours or Poppy's?
Mine.
You're gonna try yours. I thought you might. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There you go. You have a little taste. Shall I get it for you? A little bit of fish there. There you go. Have a taste. Here you go. Take that. I'll swap. It's the garlic. The wild garlic is freaking him out, isn't it? There you go. Have a taste. See what you think. Nice?
My presentation.
I think your presentation is really good. Look, thank you very much for joining us. If you want the recipe, go to Cook, Serve and Enjoy on the Facebook page and that'll link you through, or go to masterclass.co website. All our recipes are on there. You'll be able to get this recipe. It's really easy to cook. Give it a try, and I will see you on Saturday for a bit of show me your buns.